Morning pages are stream of consciousness writing as soon as you wake up. It was popularized by Julia Cameron in her book, The Artist's Way, and it's very simple. You wake up, you sit down at your desk, and write 3 pages of whatever comes to mind. No filters, and you don't stop writing until you fill 3 pages. For me, this takes anywhere between 40 minutes to over an hour. I've been doing it for 14 days now, and I find it valuable. I've done over 100 stream of consciousness writings in the past, filling up 1 page with each entry, but I found that 3 pages, they're even more valuable. It's hard to put into words why it's so valuable because the effects are subtle and not so glaringly obvious. Perhaps the most obvious benefit is that it helps me with reflection and problem solving. One example is that I noticed it's game over for a productive afternoon for me once I sit down on the couch after lunch and binge TV. So I made a rule to myself not to sit on the couch until late evening. This has helped save me from hours of TV watching in the afternoons. But I think the subtle benefits are just as important. Having a brain dump onto paper helps me realize things that otherwise stay below the surface of my thoughts. When these thoughts bubble up and I put them onto paper, there's an increased awareness in what's preoccupying my mind and what are the next steps I should take, if any. So if morning pages are so valuable, why am I stopping them? Well, to be precise, I'm not stopping them cold turkey. I'm going to stop writing them first thing in the morning. I'll write them later in the day if I have time, but they won't be my priority anymore. I'll probably miss some days when I'm busy or tired. So why am I stopping writing them first thing in the morning? I was talking with my YouTuber friend Lewis, and we were talking about resistance. We both know that working on our next YouTube video is the highest value action we can take in a day. There's no other task that will get us closer to our most important goal of becoming full-time YouTubers. Yet every time we know we have to work on our next video, we feel resistance. We don't want to sit down and get started. Lewis mentioned how he would pace his room for up to an hour because he doesn't want to sit down and start. I was lying on my bed, not wanting to get started on editing and scripting this video. Once we get started, it's easy because we enjoy the process of scripting, filming, and editing, but there is an initial hump where we don't want to get started on any of that. Author Steven Pressfield talks about this resistance in his book, The War of Art. He says resistance is a good thing because it means that the task is something valuable where you will feel accomplished once you finish it, and that it's something that you truly want to do deep down inside.
The more resistance you experience, the more important your unmanifested art project or enterprise is to you, and the more gratification you will feel when you finally do it.
But that resistance will show up every day, and you have to face it every day, no matter how many times you beat it in the past. The solution that he uses to battle his resistance every day,
author Steven Pressfield feeds his courage wolf by sitting down to write at his desk at precisely 10:30 a.m. every day, regardless of how he feels. He starts writing and doesn't stop until he's exhausted, which is typically 3 to 4 hours. He doesn't care how many pages he's produced or if his writing's any good. All that matters, he says, is I put in my time and hit it with all I've got. All that counts is that for this day, for this session, I have overcome resistance. Soon, resistance goes away and the experience is enjoyable, but only for the remainder of that day. Resistance will be waiting for us on the battlefield tomorrow.
As Hamza says, eat the frog.
Wake up and do the hard task that you have first.
And my friend Lewis pointed out to me that I feel more resistance working on my next video than I do for my morning pages. And that is true. It feels so much easier to do my morning pages rather than work on my next video. So I know what I need to do. When I wake up, as soon as possible, I will work on my next YouTube video, whether it's scripting, filming, or editing. That is what is going to move my needle the most. Everything else is secondary. A small problem I have is that I will not go to the gym after lunch because I am full and then later the gym gets too busy. So I will still have to squeeze the gym in before lunch, but that is something I will have to figure out. It just might mean that I have to get up early on a consistent basis to squeeze both YouTube and gym in the morning. I'll have to experiment whether that means getting up at 6 a.m., regardless of how tired I am. But anyways, no more morning pages. There may be some afternoon pages depending on the day, but priority will be YouTube, front and center. It's been a fun 2 weeks writing my stream of consciousness first thing in the morning, but now it's time to get to work as soon as I wake. 1% better every day, baby. I'm doing my stream of consciousness writing, and Muffin is keeping me company. He's falling asleep. While I'm walking, Mochi is there, Muffin, and Tigger. I think Mochi wants to go out. Mochi cutie, Mochi cutie. Lazy morning. Lazy morning. It's almost 8 o'clock. She's not getting up.